Hello, welcome to HLS Crypto. My name is Dan. As always, I get my big head over there. So, why I will never buy Bitcoin even though it will hit 100k. Now, let's preface this right off the bat. Bitcoin is going to hit 100k this time round. We're all holding for that in 2021 in the bull run, and it led to most of us getting wrecked. And I'm sure if you're still here after 2021, then you would have felt this pain, right? Because we were trying to hold with like, oh, I think there was Plan B. There was loads of stock to flow, all that kind of stuff. We're going to hit 100k, but this time round, I think it generally will. I think this time round is probably the time it will hit 100k, and it'll give our altcoins obviously a big push. If you're new to the space, beware of people calling for 250k Bitcoin, because that's probably 2025's version of 2021 being 100k. You know, it's going to be kind of one of those things where they go, oh, it's definitely going to hit 250k. And yeah, Bitcoin might exceed 100k. It's got a great chance of doing that. It might go to 150, maybe 180 or whatever, but there will become a point where it just crashes. So be wary of that. Don't get me wrong, I love Bitcoin. It's the daddy of crypto, and without it, we wouldn't be here right now. Having the ability to speculate on our favorite altcoins, now I completely appreciate that. Without Bitcoin, there wouldn't be any other coin in the space. So it's not me shitting on Bitcoin. If you had large sums of money, then Bitcoin's going to be as safe as you can get. But we're coming at this from a different level. Obviously, we're all similar in terms of we're trying to build a portfolio. So if you have huge money to play with, then yeah, 100%, get a big bag of Bitcoin, get a load of ETH, and you'll be fine. Ethereum, Bitcoin, probably all you need. If you've got 500, 600, $700,000, pounds, whatever, to put into the market, then you'll return maybe 2-3x Bitcoin, 5-8 ETH maybe. But most people don't have the ability to do this, and this is the thing. I don't have the ability to do that. I'm sure a lot of people watching the video probably don't either. Not to try and judge what your situation is, but I imagine that if you're watching this, then you've probably not got multiple hundreds of thousands to go and just shell out in potentially a volatile market. So Bitcoin is currently at around 30k dollars wise. So let's say you had the ability to buy one single Bitcoin. Great. You've turned that 30k into 100k minimum, but it's not spectacular, right? It's good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's gonna have an effect, but it's not spectacular. So let's see what you could do with that 30k instead by looking at an altcoin, maybe spreading things out. So divide that 30k into 5 safe altcoins, and you choose what they are. Obviously, do your research, pick your altcoins that you think are safe and strong, and ones that you want. But for example, today you can get, which I'll show you here, Quant. 6k in Quant gets you 59 Quant, return of 59k, based on the $1,000 a Quant price target, which is what I think it'll hit, as a minimum. HBAR, 6k in gets you 105,000 HBAR with a return of 105k. Now again, based on my minimum that I think HBAR will hit is $1. Gala, 6k in gets you 236,000 Gala with a return of 263k. Again, I think $1 is achievable without any problems. CSPR, 6k in, 155k Casper with a return of 155k. Again, maybe I'm bearish, but $1 minimum for me. Happy with that. Trias, 6k in, 1900 Trias with a return of 190k, because I think Trias is going to $100 per coin in this run. Its scarcity is immense. Obviously, go and check. I think I've done a video now on Quant, HBAR, Gala, and Trias. We'll obviously do one on CSPR shortly. But what that means is that 30k in is a $772,000 return. Now that's very different. That's very different to get into Bitcoin. Yes, it's more speculative, and yes, I would layer out before these targets, but it's just an example of what you could do. And in fact, if you had 30k to invest, then maybe you'd go a bit more spread. You'd maybe get 8 altcoins, maybe 10, and you'd spread that out. But if you just had these particular altcoins, I'd probably go a little bit harder. I'd probably knock some Trias off and get to 100 quant. I'd probably look at maybe reducing my Gala and trying to spread that more into HBAR. But there are ways of doing this, and it's going to be down to yourselves how you prefer to position your portfolio. But 30k to 72k, if you bought a 200 grand house, then you're laughing. You've just got $500,000 to go in and build the rest of your time. Whether you want to then go and set up a business or do things that you want to do, it's just the opportunity is there. You've bought your time back, and I keep saying it's really important is to get your time back, because I do believe that time is our greatest currency. I keep reiterating that. But if you've got Bitcoin, 30k in, 100k back. But by spreading the bag, 30k gets you 72k back. And yes, it's slightly riskier, but look at the potential reward. It's definitely something to think about, right? Another thing to think about as well is this. So if you can just get 10k into the market, 10k to 100k, is a 10x, solid 10x. That shouldn't be difficult to do if you're going into the right plays. But then you think, can you get 100k into the market? Now, that's when things will start getting really interesting to you, because if you can manage to get 100k into the market, and it's a 10x to 1 million, $1 million. Life's very different when you've got $1 million in the bank. I can imagine. I haven't felt that yet, but I'm going to hope so, as we continue through this journey. But that's big returns. Bitcoin, yeah, obviously, superb. It's going to give you the safest returns. The next safest is probably ETH, Ethereum, and then obviously the altcoins are always going to be slightly riskier. But without Bitcoin, if Bitcoin goes to shit, then none of this is worth anything anyway. Bitcoin has to perform in order for every single alt to then perform. So it's one of them things, I think we'll definitely see a minimum of 100k Bitcoin in this market, in this bull run in 2025. So you've got a little bit of time. You've not got a lot of time, but you've got a little bit of time. I suggest stacking those bags, and again, as I've said before, stay spread. If you've got 30k to come into the market, this is just an example of what you can do. I mean, it's massive returns. You're not far off $1 million just from that. So you could play your positions around however you want. You might fancy Matic. You might prefer, other coins within the space. You might want to swap some of these out for ADA. You might want to get XRP, XLM. There are other coins. Build yourself up a portfolio. If you've got 30k, great, then do maybe 10. If you're coming in with 10, then maybe do 5 to 8. Keep spread. As I always say, the best of luck to whatever you decide to do. I think it's important as well is to make sure you do your own research on these coins. Don't follow things blindly. Don't follow like an influencer giving you ludicrous price targets, because that will hit you. You'll get that FOMO even when you've seen your portfolio exceed what your expectations are. When they've done that, take it, get that money in your bank. It's the biggest bit of advice anyone can ever give you, is get the money in the bank. Don't worry about what could have been. Get it done, and then you can live a different life. And that's my aim, and I'm sure it's a lot of people's aim who's watching this channel. Again, thank you very much as well for all the subscribers and the comments. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to subscribe, hit the like button. It does mean a lot to me generally, and I hope that together we can kind of build something, and hopefully in 2025 we're all going to be sitting back and going, we did well, because that's the most important thing. But anyway, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you tomorrow.